Anyway, the last bit of news I come across today, I don't know if anybody's aware of uh, or knows about the story of Gabby Petito from America. She's a young lady that was on a tour in a camper van with her partner at the time, Brian Laundrie, and Gabby was murdered by Brian Laundrie, who later went on to commit suicide by the looks of it in a park somewhere in Florida on his own. Now, in a time before Gabby died, obviously at the hands of him, uh, they were actually pulled over when they were driving in Moab, Utah, by a couple of police officers, and there was a lot of controversy over this at the time. Uh, there was a lot of controversy about this at the time as to whether those officers did enough, and that it was even they were talking about retraining them, even though they spent a long time trying to get to the bottom of what the argument was about, why she was upset, and all the rest of it. And it turns out now that Gabby Petito's family has filed a $50 million lawsuit against the cops who failed to investigate the actual domestic violence case. And they're saying, I'll run through the lawsuit filed by attorneys Joseph and Tara Petito for Joseph and Tara Petito and Nicole and Jim Schmidt is seeking $50 million in damages. And it accuses the Moab Police Department, 3 of its officers and 10 other unnamed defendants of negligent failure into the investigation of an alleged assault between Petito and her fiance, who was later found responsible for her murder. The parents accused all the defendants of wrongful death, claiming that her death was caused by their wrongful acts of neglect. Now, this argument has been going on for a long time. You know, if the police officers that pulled them over in Utah actually arrested one or both of them and pulled them off at the scene, would she still be alive now? We don't know that either way. I've heard the opinion of experienced ex-American police officers on this. She was 22 years old from Long Island, New York, and shocked the entire nation. This happened last fall. Some of my American subscribers who are in the chat now will remember it. And they reckon that she was dead for at least 3 weeks when she was discovered. Brian was the main person of interest in the case when he was found dead a month later in Florida's Carlton Reserve, and he committed suicide and left a note and various confessional bits and pieces about as well. Very, very, very sad case. Where are we? Officer Robbins had seen the couple's van speeding down the highway and swerving over the centre yellow line, prompting him to pull them over. This is one of I think there was 2 officers that dealt with the actual stop, trying to figure out what was going on. He was joined by his superior, as well as 2 park rangers, and spoke to Laundrie and Petito separately. There was body cam footage of all of it, and the lawsuit claims an unreleased photo of Petito from that day shows blood smeared across her face and left eye. The lawsuit claims that Petito showed the classic hallmarks of an abused partner. I think that's been said in commentary an awful lot as well. Through an independent investigation into the police response, Petito's family found that officers made several mistakes and cannot rule out that Gabby's murder might have been prevented if the officers had handled the situation properly. Well, I've seen the actual footage is there in the public eye to be viewed by everybody, and they spent far longer than they probably needed to talking to both of them, trying to get to the bottom of what was going on. They separated them, gave her a chance to cool off, and tried to smooth things over and dealt with it. And they were very, very heavily chastised for what they did, and I'll keep an eye on that, and we'll see how it goes. But $50 million, that is an awful amount of money, an awful amount of money.